Another one that, you know, this one, I'm speaking for Alton Jones on this one. It's something that I don't care to do, but, you know, Alton Jones and I have become really good friends, and I'm going to give you this tip just because it's something that it's how he fishes. And you know, there's one thing to remember is you know, if all you kids in here were fishing professionally tomorrow, and you all compared notes and all that, you'd find out that everybody in here does something a little bit different. And you know, there's never a right way or a wrong way to do something. It's whatever works for you. And I've kind of learned that on the professional tournament trail. But something I can tell you about Alton Jones is probably 90% of the time, especially when he's flipping and pitching or casting or something like that. See, I pretty much always just flip straight fluorocarbon or straight braid. But what Alton Jones does is he'll put braided line on a reel, and he doesn't like to just fish braided line straight to the bait, you know, especially if he's in clear water or something like that. What he does is he takes about 2 foot and splices it from his, you know, he's got braided line on his rod, but then he'll take and splice a little, probably 2 foot leader of fluorocarbon line at the end. So one, he's kind of got the sensitivity of the braid still, and you know, doesn't have to change line near as often. But then right at the end, he's got, you know, the invisibility or whatever you call it, you know, from your fluorocarbon line as well. But you know, that's just some little tip. You know, that's what Alton does, and it's what works for him. Like I said, I prefer, if I'm going to go flip heavy grass or real heavy cover or something like that, I'm going to use braided line, but I don't care. I'm just going to tie it straight to the bait because I want the strength. But you know, 90% of the time for me, I'm going to use straight gamma fluorocarbon. You know, and like I said, that's what I've got on here, and you know, probably 90% of the time when I'm fishing, that's what I'm using. I'm using it on crankbaits, jerk baits, you know, sometimes spinner baits, rattle traps, buzz baits like that. I'll mix it up. Sometimes I'll use fluorocarbon. Sometimes I'll use straight braid. But the one thing to remember is, if you do start using fluorocarbon line, do not use it on topwaters, because your topwaters will not work with fluorocarbon line. And the reason is fluorocarbon sinks and it will pull your topwater baits down, so they don't work properly on, you know, on the surface. So just remember that. I still do use, you know, mono or straight braid for my topwater.